Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and we really appreciate your support that you have been providing to this channel. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that your support to this channel is not taken for granted. We really appreciate your support. Now today, the leaders of the NUP party in Uganda visited Bobi Wine's homestead, and what has taken place there is very shameful, and it is an abuse of power, because the leaders who went to visit Bobi Wine's homestead have turned up being arrested, and a good number of them is reported to have been arrested. But why is it that they are being arrested if they visit the party leader's homestead? What act is against the law there? What did they do that is wrong that deserves arrest? And this one happens after the Museveni officers raided MP Kayunga's homestead yesterday night in search of Bobi Wine. And the video I'm about to show you is what truly has taken place in Magere.
To apply for his bail. But as we talk up to now, the police so uncooperative. They have chased us away from the premises of the home of the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, and we were not even able to access even a member of those that are inside there. Good enough, one of us amongst the lawyers was able to access the number of the IGP. When he called him, he received, and it was delivered to me, I myself who is leading this delegation. As I engaged the IGP, eventually the talks were not fruitful. He declined to help us access the home, and instead shifted that responsibility to the one that was in charge amongst the police, that they should follow the chain of command. Technically, he was hiding behind the chain of command to decline to help us. So as we talk, we have withdrawn from the home, and they are still not clear about where they are going to deliver Kakuru, the council.
As you can see today, we, as the leaders and lawyers of NUP, we approached the gate and residence of Bobi Wine, where his wife Itungo Barbara and other people are still detained inside. We are blocked by police. All members purporting to belong to Uganda police, who said that we need a written formal clearance before we are able to access the residence here at Magere. This is of course not a legal requirement, but the whim of and the abuse of authority by police. The private family should not be, we shouldn't be denied from accessing our clients, our friends, and people whose political opinions we align with. In the process of engaging them, including speaking to the IGP, led by none other than the Honorable Deputy President of NUP, who still has freedom, Nambeshe, the IGP was very ambiguous and ambivalent, and only told us that the police at the Magere should follow the chain of command in order to allow us. The Magere police resisted that. They didn't even bother to follow whatever the chain of command following is about. They simply said they are not allowing us, and they have ordered us out. Not only have they blocked us from entering the residence, but they ordered us backing, and as we are trying to leave, then they arrested Comrade Kakuru Tumusime, who works with us on these matters. You know him, most of you. They roughed him up, beat him up, and for reasons we have not yet understood, because they just suddenly pounced on him and started beating him up. One of them claimed that he has probably taken a photograph of them. That is not a legal problem. We don't know why they don't want their photos taken, yet they are in a public place around the private residence of the political leader. They have refused to tell us where they are going to detain him, but they have put him on what most people call Kalangari, the police pickup truck, and they have taken him after beating him to God knows where. We'll be following up to ensure that he gets police bond and to ensure that his rights are respected. But we continue to urge police that it must stop this illegal blockade on the residents of Besigye. It should release our comrade lawyer, and it should allow unqualified and unconditional access of lawyers, political leaders, friends, and family of Besigye to his residence, and they allow them to go back to their private life, to their normal life, because opposing Museveni is not a crime under our laws, and having divergent political opinions, of people who are in power is not a crime and is...
Let me just talk of something, some one or two things. In this podcast, we want to look at it openly. You know, the problem of the East African leaders is that they are in denial that the other politicians are loved more than how they are loved. And what they always want is to stay above the powers, that in the whole country, they are the ones who are respected, and they are the ones who have the powers to say this and this, and no one has the ability to go against them or to question why this, why that. That is what they're doing. The people are tired with their kind of leadership. The people of these countries are tired with the kind of leadership our leaders are giving us. And dictator Museveni is now overdoing this. Museveni is doing this, and I think this is a very, very much bad abuse of power. Because why must you arrest someone who has not broken the law? No. You know, the Museveni, William Ruto, and Samia Suluhu Hassan, that is these three East African leaders, these people are just the same. Because you remember, even yesterday in Kenya, there was an attack to the opposition, which was made of the youths. And those youth politicians are loved by the youths in the country Kenya. So what the president of Kenya doesn't want is the fact that others are loved than him. And that is what is happening with Museveni. He doesn't want to accept that people love Bobi Wine more than how he is loved. And that comes because of the way they are treating the people, the way they are behaving in power. And ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, I want to humbly request you that if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe and activate the notification so that next time we do a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Like our videos and comment to show your support to our work in this channel. And to those who have already subscribed to this channel, we say thank you very much for your continued support to our work in this channel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the act that has taken place in Magere, that act is not good at all. And Museveni should just stop this abuse of power. And because this abuse of power is what has made Dr. Kizza Besigye be in jail up to date. Dr. Kizza Besigye is held in custody, and yesterday Martha Karua gave a statement, and she said that Dr. Kizza Besigye is again in a critical condition that requires immediate response. But because of the rogue Museveni administration, they have decided to keep Dr. Kizza Besigye in custody, whether he is suffering, whether he is dying, whether starving. They don't care. And Dr. Kizza Besigye, this is done to him just because he stood against Museveni on the law of term limit extension. Museveni wanted to extend the presidential term limit, reason being that he wanted to leave the presidency of Uganda to his son, General Muhoozi. So this one, because Dr. Kizza Besigye knew it, and he was against it, and Museveni knows that if Dr. Kizza Besigye can come out of custody, then he will still stand against that, his petition of extending the term limit of presidency. And that is why Museveni has decided to leave Dr. Kizza Besigye in custody and only to get out of that place while in casket. That is wrong. That is very bad. And sometimes, sometimes I just sit down and regret why I was born in Africa. Because this kind of leaders we have, actually, we were born there. We just have to be there. We have nothing to do. We had been born there. So that is our homeland. We just have to be there. But actually, whatever these leaders are doing to the people is a very clear show of inhumanity. The leaders are just seeing the people like skeletons, whom even if you beat them, even if you raise the standards of living, even if you raise the taxes, they will not feel the impact. And that is not whatever we want. That is not whatever we are meant to have in this, our motherland, Africa. The leaders we have are actually very bad. And what sometimes I always think of and feel like we should do it. What if the youths just come together and storm these people one by one? Because the officers they are using, it is true they are using the officers, yes, but the officers also, they don't want it because they feel that if they stop doing it because it is the command from their boss, this kind of leaders, they can even kill you for refusing to do whatever they have said. No matter how bad it is, you will be forced to do it. And because sometimes that is what you are using to keep your family also. You'll just have to do it. Sometimes we have to understand our brothers and sisters. They are not doing it because they want. It is just because actually it is the way of life. But the kind of leaders are the problem. And now our big problem or our challenge here is how to remove them from power. That is where they are challenging us. And no matter how bad they are ruling us, a day is coming that I don't think if they will be there. Truly, I don't really think if they will be there. Power is not permanent. A day will come that they will have to leave it. And that is where they will know that actually this thing is not a joke. Thank you.